All right, testing, testing. Welcome back, guys, to another Fix Your Problems podcast episode. Today, we're not in Iceland. We are in New York. Why? I like New York. That's why. New York's amazing. Today's fantastic weather. I am at a very cool place nestled between really high buildings. This shot can't really show you that. Maybe I'll show some B-roll with it as well. Have that queuing in the background. But today's a great day. Today's a Sunday. We're recording this on the day it's going to get uploaded on. Well, it's going to be uploaded pretty late in Iceland, but we're going to try to get it uploaded on this Sunday. Frankie just had his kids. Two beautiful little girls, healthy. We're so happy. We're so fucking happy, man. I have a Poppy Classic Cola here with me. I got past a video of the founder and saw that he had a YouTube channel and started watching him. And since I came to the States, I've been testing out a bunch of his drinks. Now we have the classic cola. I'm guessing it's just gonna taste a little bit like Coca-Cola. Yeah, like a pretty flat Coca-Cola, but I have a little guilty pleasure, which is flat sodas. Yeah, are you kidding me? Like a flat Sprite that's ice cold. I'm sorry, that's my guilty pleasure. I don't think a lot of people are gonna agree with me, but that is my guilty pleasure. A little bit of a different episode with a little bit of even a little bit of restructuring. Last episode, I felt it was kind of everywhere in a sense. Like I felt like a jump between stuff to talk about. Kind of kept it centered around what's been going on, life, lessons. But I thought, what if we take specific emotion every single week and we kind of talk about it. Um, when I started and opened up my notepads on my phone and wrote down which emotion I wanted to talk about today. What I wrote down was hate. That was the first one I wrote down. It just came to my head. It was like hate. I don't know what's calling upon me to talk about hate, but hate is an emotion that I have felt, and I felt a lot during my teenage years. Probably like a lot of you, honestly. But I wanted to just be blunt and talk about where I feel like my hate kind of stemmed from and started from, and how I got through it. Um, Obviously, like a lot of you, I was born a very happy child. I mean, tried to run away when I was 9, and there was some depressive episodes, and which kind of also came from having what's the word for it? Night terrors. Like, what's that thing when you just forget the word at the moment. Sorry, I'm off my vitamins and off my cordyceps and off my NAC omega threes. Couldn't bring that with me. So my mind is feeling a little bit blank and not the best. um, Sleep paralysis. Yeah, I had a lot, almost every single night. This is coming from my mom because I don't remember this. I had sleep paralysis every single night when I was a kid. From the age of, I'm not really sure, but I feel like it might have stopped around the age of 5 or 6. So between 2 to 5 and 6, there was almost every single night terrors. Uh, we're pretty spiritual in Iceland, especially my family. A part of it comes from part of Iceland where there's a lot of witches, or used to be back in the Viking days. So that's what, like, nobody could really live there except for shit like that. So I also saw dead people and stuff like that. Uh, but so I started this life a little bit not feeling the best in a way from that. But other than that, I was a very happy child, smiling almost every single day. Everything was fine. It wasn't until I was 13. 13? I want to say 13 when I mean, I started playing Minecraft. Started this will all make sense. I know I'm going on a little tangent here, but this will all make sense. Started playing video games in Minecraft when I was about 11 years old, 12 years old. I wasn't really allowed to be online too much as a kid, which is fucking awesome. Even like the first time I was allowed to like be on Minecraft, my mom told me like don't meet anyone. I did. First day there. Honestly, funny. If Alex, you ever watched this, a friend of mine, Alex, which was actually the guy that got me to move to America a lot later to do some work. He had, I was playing, what was it? It was like Super Smash Bros, Super Smash Mobs, or something like that. And because I had watched some YouTubers play it, so I jumped on a server and I typed in the chat, "Does any one of you guys want to play?" I didn't know he typed guys with a U, so I did gays, but he answered and made my first friend that way. A couple of years later, I met more people. This was a Skype days, by the way. Me and Alex hopped on a Skype shortly after me typing that in the chat. But I met more people online. I had met some people, and you know, I wasn't the most sociable kid. Um, I kind of liked being online, keeping it to myself, and so I had made a very good friend online. Her name was Courtney. She committed suicide when I was 12, I think January 2013 or January 2014. Don't remember. I might need to text Chelsea, one of her best friends from that time, to confirm, as I don't fully remember exactly the year. But she had died. I got a message from her sister saying that she had died. She left me a note and everything, which I've lost at this point. And that same week, also, my aunt's husband shot himself. He was a very good friend of mine. Like, I didn't even like when I was a kid, I didn't even like remember my dad's sister's name. I would be like her husband's name and then wife. I'm not gonna say their names, obviously, but that's how close I was with him. I really liked him. I fucked with him, and we had just been at their New Year's Eve party, and then just a couple of days later, like I said, January, uh, he had shot himself. I think that's where life really started going down. Shortly after, I felt myself very depressive, going on YouTube, searching, what can help with depression. Started smoking weed or trying weed. Shortly after, I think it might have even been the same year or the year after in May, I got raped. And that spiraled into me not being the nicest to other people because of just the hate I had for the world and what it had put me through. And so I started putting other people through that sort of shit. Well, obviously not rape, but I started just not being nicest to anyone, not being nice to friends. Even like I had, I was. This is like the story that somebody had to remind me of that I work with a guy that I work with now because I did this to him. Um, I was practicing Taekwondo for a while, and at one point, I apparently went into a Minecraft game with a person there and a friend over there that was also practicing. And just randomly during the game, I just killed him and then just left the lobby, which is hateful. You know what I mean? Like I didn't even remember doing this. He asked me like a couple months ago, me like, "Hey, do you remember this?" I was like, "No," but when he told me, I was like, "Wait, no, I do. I do remember this a little bit." Hate is such a vile feeling, man. Being hateful towards others, hateful towards yourself. I couldn't look in the mirror for the longest time after starting like really getting into drugs. It's a part of the San academic epidemic San epidemic academic. I'm not a San academic. Uh, of the San epidemic. That time, that was like when I was 17 and 17, just a couple months. This was in 2018. I remember taking a bunch of them and being in the car on the way home from like being in the city with the boys. We had gone out to dinner. I was fucking passed out half the time. Somebody gave me a fucking THC pen, or I hopped out the restaurant, bought a THC pen, and went back inside. I was just puffing that shit in the restaurant, just in front of people. You know what I'm saying? In 2018, people were not accustomed to weed, man. Went to the bathroom, puked my fucking brains out. My friends had to fucking carry me out of the restaurant. And on the way home, in the store, which is such a weird contrast for who I am today. Um, Hate is just such a vile feeling. I'm gonna say that probably many times during this episode. It is a feeling that just sucks, man. It's a feeling that grips you like pretty deep down within you, just to hate. There's no reason for it. You don't have to hate anything. At this point, I love everything, man. Everything. I don't hate. Well, maybe one thing that I dislike, but if you watch the regular episodes of the podcast, even though that stopped, you might know what I'm talking about. But other than that, I don't hate anything. I don't hate anyone or any decision anybody makes. Gotta just love things, man. Even for their, what even like might push your ideology or your understanding of the world. Gotta still love it. I think it might quote the dad of the Indian guy from Skins. I don't remember his fucking name, but if you watch Skins back in the day, and you remember the scene where the blonde little femboy gay man came to the Indian boy's house and he told his dad that he was gay. He was expecting his dad to be angry, hateful, but his dad said something along the lines of like, "That's all right. If God wants me to understand it, He'll make me understand it in time. Uh, but I still love you the same." I don't remember exactly what he said, but it's something along the lines. It's like, I just might not understand it, and that's fine. There's no reason for me to hate it or be angry about it at all. If that's truly how a person feels, or they feel anything about anything else, just love it, man. Even if you think it's wrong, you know what I mean? Like, this is not me, by the way, but let's say you really hate, and again, this is not me. I love gay people, but let's say you really hate gay people. It's like, just love the person, man. You don't have to love their decisions. You don't have to understand their decision. Those are not decisions made on your life. You can still love them the same. I have a lot of gay friends, by the way, so I hope that's not the like same way of being like, I'm not racist, I have black friends. You know what I mean? Like, but you still make those jokes. No, no, I'm not trying to do that. It's just, I don't know, man. Hate is just such a horrible feeling. It takes so much energy out of you. Hating, being hateful, being angry. There's no reason for it. And I hope, by the way, this is a good view. It's a good view. If I could show you more in New York, or record this anywhere else, I'm hoping this is keeps me in good frame here. It took me a while to move some tables around. I'm at a really fancy place, and luckily there's nobody up here. So I hope I'm not being too destructive. I'll move everything back, but yeah, if I get a if I get a sponsor, I love that Poppy sponsor. Even tried their limited edition taste. It was like a, oh, you know those rocket frosties that's like blue, white, and red. Try one of those. Those were sick. My pre-workout is that flavored. Try to pop it like that here, bro. So good, so good. But back to the main topic. Hate. Yeah, honestly, just turning to Christ got me out of so much hate. I hated a lot of things. I think I was born a gatekeeper as well, and I would hate it when somebody got into something, and I'd be like, "You got into this on the wrong pretenses or something." You know what I mean? Even that, I think I was a born gatekeeper because my dad is a gatekeeper as well. He is. So I think that's just in my genes to be a gatekeeper. And I was such a hateful gatekeeper for a while. I'd be like, oh, I hate these people because they got into X, Y, and Z, but from the wrong plane of understanding. Like I was some higher being. God. Now I just laugh and I think it's funny. If I was ever mean to anyone because of that, I'm really sorry. That's not me anymore. And you probably just got into it because it was sick, and it was sick. You know what I mean? Like whatever it was, or like, or even like worse. Let's say if somebody got into pee, but I was like they aren't depressed enough. You know what I mean? That was some fucking childish shit. But I think it's beautiful, man. At this point, I think it's all beautiful. We're all living our own way, and everybody's making decisions. Everybody's living for the first time, man. You can't get mad at people for maybe not coming at it the way you would have or anything like that. That's what makes it fun. That's what makes it amazing. You know what I mean? But hate, I don't know why that was the first thing I felt like writing down. But it was. Maybe something that I already said might have helped somebody else. But I can get really into my head sometimes, man. But now that I talked a lot about hate on the outwards, let's turn into hate on the inwards. Hate towards oneself. I felt that very deeply. Hate for myself. What I felt was the root of most of that was feeling like I was doing something that I wasn't meant to be doing. Like I'm still going to a therapist and I see him almost every single month. I've been working a lot. He's only available on Thursdays, and I've been working every single Thursday at my 12-hour shift job. So I just haven't had time to see him in like a month now. But actively in the emails, trying to find some time. He's even trying to open up his schedule even more for me so that I can hop in on like a different day. But I talked to him a lot in the beginning about wanting to stop smoking weed. By the way, we are 6 months and 10 days in, and I would hate myself so much because I was still smoking. I felt so like a bitch. I'm trying to find the better word for it, but I just felt so ashamed of myself for not being stronger than that and for not taking charge of my life and not quitting when I knew that's something that I was supposed to do. I'm just gonna check if it's still recording. Awesome, it is. How long are we in? How deep? 17 minutes? 18 minutes. All right. But I felt like a lot of hate from myself came from just that, from not quitting something or not starting something that I should have done a long time ago. Like, I talked about this on the regular podcast, but for those of you who don't know, I went to America in 2021, was working online, was living what some people would call on social media a perfect life. Had a business, was driving cool cars, was being flown out to Miami, was doing some pretty cool things. What were we doing? We were helping businesses take advantage of a tax credit or a grant after COVID. And I was the tech guy. I was the marketing guy. I was the tech guy setting up our CRMs, um, Facebook ad campaigns, making sure our call systems were like the activity on our call systems from our sales guys was correctly imported into our CRMs. Everything got noted down. Every automation, if a new lead came in on the Facebook sheet, it would pop up on the CRM. Any email automation, tap in points through SMS, everything like that. I was making sure of it. Social media campaigns as well. And I was also in charge of some of our customer relations, like with people that had invested in different things with my CEO. I wanted to do that and came from Iceland. Like what on the outside on social media and everywhere else looked like, I was fucking killing it. Came home to Iceland, failure. That's how I felt. Failure. Started hating myself for it a lot. Started to feel like, I came home empty handed, no money basically. Because even though we were able to get back two companies about 163 or 168 million dollars, that's only what we got back to the companies. Obviously, the CPA company that we were, or it's not a CPA company itself, it's a bigger company that works in government grants, but they have CPAs that we were partnered with. They took X amount of percentage. I don't know if it was 25 sometimes down to 15, something like that, and then we would get a percentage off that. So obviously we aren't making $168 million. No. But we were making pretty good money, honestly. Um, or the CEO was. And when that stopped, just like the offer itself had just stopped. That was that, you know? And I felt like we could have rolled that into something else. We had really good salespeople, we had good marketing. Like I knew marketing pretty well. We had a good CRM. We could have rolled that into something else, which I think my my business partner at the time has now done. But at the time, he wanted to move into supplements, And so I was like, hell no, and just decided to go back to Iceland empty-handed. What I felt like was empty-handed, but I now have a deeper understanding of it, and I didn't come home empty-handed at all. But I came home and I started really hating myself for failing. Like I felt like I had everything on the outside. Everything a person my age would be like, yo, this is really cool. Like, this is what I want to do. I felt like I had that and I had just squandered it. And also, I had a lot of hate for myself. But then I was like, I understood that I came home richer. I came home with so much learning experience, so much I learned from that I could have rolled myself into something else, but I didn't for so long. I mean, obviously, when I came home to Iceland, I had to start working a regular job because I was living with my parents, and I didn't have anything online at the moment, and I couldn't come home during summer and not work at all or just work online. Like it just didn't feel correct. Like I had to at least find a different job. 12-hour shifts. Yippee! Don't recommend it for nobody that's not ready for that shit. Waking up at sometimes fucking 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. going to work at 4:30 or 5:30. Yes, I can wake up 30 minutes before a shift and actually make it and still be fine. And then be there for 12 whole hours. I don't recommend it, especially not if you have ambitions to do stuff online or do stuff for yourself. But I came home and I felt so lost and like I had failed myself, failed even homies that looked up to me. And it hindered me so long from starting something else. And it got me just in a deeper hole of smoking weed. By the way, yes, I know weed isn't the worst thing in the world, but for me at least, as a addict, and I just am an addict. I've been an addict of many things, and I've had to have really strong willpower not to get addicted to other things. Um, it was really hard. I just started smoking a lot. And when I mean a lot, I mean anywhere between 10 to 28 grams a week. That's an ounce a week plus, sometimes even. Um, Even with like, me, I don't know if Frankie wants me to tell this, but me and him went. No, honestly, maybe I shouldn't. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'll talk to him about it. We'll see. Maybe in the future I can share that. But we smoked an insane amount one time over a week. But oh well, uh, double of what I just said basically. But yeah. Anyways, but I felt like I had three things on my plate. I had stopped going to the gym at the time, by the way. And then in America, I was going to the gym almost every single day. And maybe I would do 3 days, one off, 3 days, one off, 3 days, one off. Like a good split. Push, pull, legs, one day off. Hands, legs, back, and chest. You know what I'm saying? And one day off. Try to do that every single day. Came home, stopped. Completely stopped. Nothing. Wasn't doing shit. Wasn't doing jack shit for so long. For like a year and a half, wasn't doing jack shit. 2 years and a half? No, I would say a year and a half. Yeah, because I'm on my third year being home now. A year and a half. 2 years. Doesn't matter. But I felt like I had three things on my plate that I wanted to get back into. That was starting my business, getting back in the gym and stop smoking weed. But I didn't for so long, and it created such hate in myself for me. I had a hard time looking in the mirror. I just kept smoking more because it was easier to smoke than think about that stuff. But how I got out of that is, and I'm going to mention this book again, Atomic Habits, is I just did one thing at a time, baby steps. I had to think for myself, okay, what's the most pressing on my mind? Where can I start to do at least one step and feel a little bit better about what I'm doing and myself? So I decided to at least set up a website for my business and start to put out that sort of energy again, business wise. As soon as that was done, I started recording the podcast with Freki. Another step. And then in December of last year, that's when I started, because I was like, if I quit weed, I can start to go to the gym as well. Like sure, smoking, go to the gym, the mind to muscle fucking connection is insane. I agree. I would smoke and go to the gym a lot in the States. Um, but I quit weed. I started going to the gym, and then I felt so much better about myself. I was like, all right, I've at least have the website up. Maybe I didn't have any clients yet, but I had the website up. I was going to the gym, had stopped smoking weed, still am. That's how I got out of like really, really hating myself for. But I realized, the hate wasn't from just hating, from acts I'd done in the past. You have to forgive yourself. You turn to Christianity. You have to stop hating yourself for past mistakes. God forgives you, so you have to forgive yourself. So I'd gotten that out of the way, but it was just like me not taking charge of my life in the same way I used to do, feeling like I was. But I'm trying to find the better word, like the inactivity of my doings. It's a horrible way of it's a horrible wording, but I hope you understood what I mean by that. Um, I just had to start doing something, and as soon as I did, it felt so much better. Even shortly after, a friend of mine from the States, he messaged me being like, "Yo, I need marketing for this." Awesome, jumped on it. But I honestly feel like if I hadn't started at least putting the energy out, because I really believe in, you put your energy out in the universe and the universe gives it back. You got to set your frequency to a thing. You got to start manifesting. You got to do that. If you don't, nothing comes from it. If I wouldn't have started doing something, I would have gotten nothing. You know, better be late than never, but never late is better. You know what I'm saying? Quoting Drake here. If you can't always be there, then fine. Just be late. That's okay too. Better than late than never. I love that quote by Drake. I really don't like Drake, but better late than never, but never late is better. Oh my god, dude, that fucking hits. He probably didn't write that himself, but still, I was listening to a song by him, and he said that. I was like, yo, that's fucking fire. Oh well, oh well. I feel like I jumped over some things, and trying to think. If you guys want me to delve deeper on any topic, sure, t- type in the comments. Send me a message. I'm gonna start making posts about everything soon, like creating clips, kind of getting into this personal branding stuff, learning. I think you might actually record a video as well, talking about becoming a father. Dude, yesterday when I was on the phone, or was yesterday the day before? Fuck, I don't remember. I was just laying in bed here, watching Love Island. Shout out if you're watching the new fucking season. TT, get the fuck out of here. You know if you know. Was laying in bed and he texted me, he's like a photo of him and the kids in front of him on the table. I was like, dude, I was so fucking happy for him, man. Oh, that's such an amazing thing. I'm so. That's just the sun getting a little sting there. I was just checking it wasn't a bug or anything, but that made me so happy, man. Truly, that did. I love Freki and I love what he's doing. I don't know if anybody knows this, but Freki's the reason why I stopped smoking weed. When I don't know if we talked about this, but and I don't know if he wants me to talk about this. I'll message him, and if he doesn't want it, I'll cut this out. But me and him had both kind of talked about stopping smoking weed for a while. And one night after coming home from recording a podcast or just meeting up and smoking, um, he texted me, he was like, I got stopped by the police. I was like, fuck. And at that point, we knew, the kids were on the way too. And we were like, fuck. Because there's like, we live in Iceland. There's almost no way to go around it. Like, there's just a set, like, if X happened, then Y needs to happen within the police. So, found out later he got like the worst fucking police officer to stop him. Horrible. Guy that's just like completely by the book, wouldn't give you a chance, you know what I'm saying? I've been given a chance. Got caught drinking and driving one time. I should not have given a chance, but I was given a chance. Haven't really drank since. Still also sober from that. Well, I had a glass of wine with my dad a couple weeks ago, but that's that. I didn't have anything else, and I wasn't going out, so I felt like I could. It's just me and him. Didn't drink anything for months before that. But he had been stopped, and I was like, dude, fuck. He was like, yeah, and he was like, I would need to stop smoking weed like ASAP to like maybe have a chance of getting out of this somehow. I think I finished my weed and then I stopped smoking, but I did it because of him. I was like, I can't be around a guy that's becoming a dad that has this looming over him and be smoking. Like that's like it says in the Bible, if you bring another man to sin, you're as good as dead. And I know what we were doing was sinful. So I was like, just felt it in my head, hard. I was like, I need to stop. I'll stop. I stopped. Now the girls are here. I am so happy, man. So happy for him. This is like the greatest fucking chapter of his life. I'm so happy to be able to share that with him, and I hope to be a great uncle to his kids. I hope they get into Lego. I mean, there's two girls. I don't think they'll get into Lego in the, in the same amount that me and Freaky do, because we really like our Legos. But oh, I'm so excited for him. It's such an awesome gift, man. I don't know what else to say about hate. Gotta really just look within yourself and stop. Like, gotta find out where the hate comes from. Is it outwards or is it inwards? If it's inwards, what is it? Is it coming from, I'm gonna use that horrible word again, inactivity? I don't even know if it's a word. Inactivity or not pursuing something that you think you should be? Is it the cycle you're in? I have homies, I know they don't. I know they have a hard time looking in the mirror, but what are they doing during the day? They are going to work, coming home, drinking and playing video games, going to sleep, going to work. That's the cycle. And I mean, if they're able to feel happy that way, honestly, fine with me, man. But I can feel it in my heart they aren't. So what needs to change? You have to just be really strict with yourself. What needs to change? Is it quitting the weed? Quitting drinking? Stopping playing video games for a while? Pursuing something you know you should be pursuing, something greater than yourself? Maybe. But then also, you have to block out the noise of this all like whole social media thing. There's nothing wrong with having a regular job. Nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5. You know, it's like that story with the fisherman on the beach. I'm gonna botch this story horribly. But the fisherman on the beach, he's just sitting there. He wakes up every morning. He goes to the beach, fishes, comes home to his family, feeds them, and that's it. He can fish 2 to 3 fish, maybe 1 to 2 even, feed his whole family, and he's happy. You know. But then I think in the original story they say that an American comes because Americans are capitalistic. But let's just say a business guy comes up. I love Americans, so I can't really be doing that. But let's just say a businessman comes up and he's like, "Yo, why don't you buy a boat? Fish a lot that way. You can sell a lot more fish. You get a lot more money, and then you can enroll that into another boat and another boat and another boat, and you keep going, you keep going, you can build this whole empire." All right, let's say 20, 30 years later, the guy does that, but he spent most of his time now working away from his family. He doesn't feel better, doesn't feel richer through it. He didn't see his family for a lot of that time. He felt more fulfilled just doing what's enough and coming home and spending time with the family. And that's enough. You have to also just block out the noise of the online and thinking that that's what you need. A lot of these people online are just liars. They don't feel good. They might have a Lamborghini or a Ferrari, you know what I'm saying? Or a Porsche GT3 RS, like something you want. But it's not necessarily fulfilling. Do they have a person to come home to? Maybe some of them do, maybe some of them don't. I mean, another guy that owns Poppy, he's a different case of that, you know? Him and his wife have done business and have done different ventures since college. And they now own one of the fastest growing, I think, drinking company in the world. I think. I don't know. I'm not fully sure. I'm not gonna no, don't quote me on that. But you know what I mean? Like that can be you. But that's not everyone. So you also have to think to yourself, like, am I supposed to be chasing all this stuff online that online gurus tell me to do? Is that going to fulfill me, or am I living somebody else's dream? What's your dream? Where do you want to be? Honestly, in my head, I'm just like, I just want to come home and be able to spend time with family. Have a wife that loves me. Have beautiful kids that run to the door and say, "Daddy," you know what I mean? That's what I want. I wouldn't mind life being a 9 to 5. You know what I mean? I wouldn't mind it. But at the same time, at least for myself, I can feel it in my head that I'm I have so much more to give. That's why I'm recording these videos. Like, not everybody's supposed to share their own opinions online, and I think maybe some of you watching this video will think that I'm not supposed to be doing that. I used to make Minecraft videos when I was 12, 13. Every other day. I was locked in. So I feel like I am. I was then. I felt great doing it. I was editing my own videos, Sony Vegas. If any of you Sony Vegas guys are out there, shout out. I don't know what it is. Y'all originals using Fraps, a bootlegged version of Fraps, but a cracked version. Sorry, cracked version of Fraps. But yeah, I think this will do for today, guys. Anything else I want to share? Ooh, I had a fantastic business call yesterday with a friend. Might have some new opportunities lined up. A little bit different from what I've been doing. It's not going to be in marketing. A little bit more technical side, which I like. I'm a big nerd, so I like technical. I like computer stuff. Might see. Let's just see where that goes. Feeling great. I'm feeling so calm. Even staying sober through what I talked about in the first episode, which I couldn't really stay on. I think old me would have started going crazy. Like just jumped right back into drugs after the news I had. But I don't. I'm so grateful for being alive, man. Life is a gift. What I don't think the quote is what punishments of gods aren't gifts. I think it's like what lessons of gods aren't gifts. What hardships of gods aren't gifts. Gotta think about life that way, man. And just keep going. Keep going, man. But yeah, thank you for today's episodes, guys. If there's any questions, send them my way. My DMs are open. Yeah, peace.